Hey, what's up, you little rapscallion? It's the 17th, and it's time to review a movie. And I've really gone in a new direction. I've been watching Godzilla movies now. I just, I've kind of avoided. I've watched Godzilla movies forever, but I never really pay attention just the Godzilla fights, whatever he's fighting. And so I'm gonna review. I watched King Kong Versus Godzilla, the 1962, 1963 one. I just remember being little and like so excited for Godzilla movies. I remember I think it was a holiday. I'm thinking it was Thanksgiving, but it could have been maybe Easter. And they just showed like, at the time it seemed like they showed Godzilla movies all day. Like Godzilla, the ones I remember most: Godzilla versus Megalon, Godzilla versus a Smog Monster, and this one. And I've come to, I guess, understand and realize that a lot of people seem to think that the Megalon and the Smog Monster are like some of the worst. They're not that good. But those are the ones I saw when I was a kid. And again, like I said, just being so excited. I just for Godzilla and for other monsters. But Godzilla versus King Kong, it's like the ultimate battle in the galaxy. Anything like. Again, I'm trying to remember when I was a kid how I felt. So I watched it again, and then part of me was like, "This is just gonna be really bad," but I enjoyed it. Like, what can I say? It's an hour and a half. It starts off. It's weird. So I don't know the timeline yet. So this is there's like space stations. There's a space station. So I don't know what year it's supposed to be. It doesn't. The fact that there's space stations doesn't really play much into the story. There's a submarine. They find Godzilla in an iceberg. I remember this when he busts out. And now watching it, I've always just assumed that it's always a guy in a suit. But I think there's like some hand puppetry. There's like a second. I swear, it's got to be claymation. And they also seem to, it looks like they use little motorized toys. And it's just awesome. Because there's one part towards the end where they're flying over Mount Fuji, and you see Godzilla like trudging up the mountain. And it's a toy. It's a little wind up. But it works. It still works. It's great. So, the basic story is Godzilla, they found him. He's heading towards Tokyo. There's some kind of company that owns a TV station. They're looking for a new mascot. They want King Kong. So they go to the island. It's not Skull Island. It's something else. They send these 3 guys. Those guys I can't remember all their names, but they were cool. They were funny. One guy, they're just pretty humorous. And there's one part, people complain about the natives are just Japanese people in blackface. I don't care. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a movie. There's a giant gorilla and a giant lizard and giant octopus, and they're not trying to like hurt anybody's feelings. There is a funny part where they go to the island, they meet the natives, and they show them a radio, and they're like, oh, huh. They think it's like a god. There's a god in the radio, and then they start passing out cigarettes, and this little kid comes up, and he's like, and they're like, just don't let your mom see him smoking, kid. That was, and his mom's right there, and she starts puffing on a cig. Oh yeah, and there's this fruit. It's it's like a non-habit forming, euphoric fruit cherry, and that's what they give to Kong. Like they give tribute to Kong. They give him these barrels of this fruit, alcoholic fruit juice. Then a giant octopus attacks the village. King Kong comes out, beats up the octopus. That was pretty cool. And so yeah, like in 15 minutes you get Godzilla. But 30 minutes you get Kong. They have their first battle. Like right, like maybe like 50, maybe like 45, 50 minutes. And it's just like a testing the waters battle. Godzilla hits Kong with his atomic death breath, burns him, and Kong is like, "Hey man!" Like the look on his stupid face is like, "Why'd you do that?" And then the last 10 minutes is the big brawl, and yeah, it's pretty funny. Kong's face looks so weird. He looks nothing like the 30s Kong. They give Kong like electricity powers. He can absorb electricity, and it like pumps him up, and then he can like he grabs Godzilla and like shocks him. That's kind of, I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, it's stupid, but it was still pretty cool. I mean, they had to give Kong something because Godzilla has his breath, he has his tail, but I felt that Godzilla just pretty much kicked Kong's ass until the very end, and Kong comes back, and then they tumble into the ocean, and they see Kong swim away. He goes back to his island, and Godzilla just disappears. And I don't know if I made this up in my head, or I think maybe when we were little, my uncle told me, yeah, like in the Japanese one, Godzilla wins, and in the American one, King Kong wins. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think it is. I don't know. Well, yeah, and King Kong, more than Godzilla, they show him. He picks up a train and pulls a little Japanese lady out of it, and he throws the train. All those people must have been crushed. Like he kills like so many people. They just brush over it. Yeah, this movie is pretty fun. It's pretty cheesy. It's very lighthearted. It's just two guys in monster suits duking it out, and it went by. But like before I knew it, I was already at the hour mark. Because I have a bad habit of, I don't know if you do this. I just time the movie while I'm watching it. If a movie's really good, that's not gonna matter. Like I'm not gonna notice the time, but I already had reservations. It's just an old, and as far as like even as a Godzilla movie, it's pretty obsolete. Like there's almost no reason to watch it unless you saw it when you're a kid and then you want to review it, and you're getting back into Godzilla. But I enjoyed it. I would watch it again if like, but well, maybe not, because there's so many Godzilla movies that I haven't like sat down and watched and paid attention to. So I would watch like ones I haven't seen yet. But I enjoyed it. I would give it a 3, good, lazy. Just cross the finish line. 3 out of 5, just because it's just giant monsters. It's Godzilla, and it's Kong. Like, but yeah, that's not the American Kong. It'd be cool if they would have made him look like the original black and white one, but this is. And this is only like 5, 6, 7 years after the original Godzilla, which is so like serious and sober and stark and just grim. And it's directed. Shiro Honda, is that his name? I'm not the biggest. I know a lot about Godzilla, but I don't know, like, I'm not a Godzilla expert. Like, I'm more of a, let's see, like, it's I guess off the top of my head, I would know, like, I could tell you more about, like, the, the first 3 Chainsaw Massacres in Godzilla, or maybe even, like, Evil Dead, or Friday the 13th. I'm not, you know, well versed, but I think I'm going to be. So, if you've never seen God, King Kong versus Godzilla, and you have like a halfway interest in Godzilla, I guess don't watch it. But if you've seen all the like 70s Godzilla movies and 60s ones, and you want to revisit, yeah, I would say watch it. And I want to delve into more like Japanese monster movies. Space Amoeba, and I saw one on trailer on YouTube. Can't remember what it was, but it looked crazy. But yeah, I'm having fun exploring Godzilla again, and just let me know what you think.